This guy's 34 passing yards, 24 yards rushing. That was it for him. And the frustration level clearly high after this one. Take a listen to Cam.
You can kind of understand the frustration that I do have when I don't have the outcome because I'm sacrificing so much. You're talking to a person who ain't seen his kids in 3 months. Obviously, the contract is what it is. Submitting myself to this team is something that I've been doing since day one. Being accessible, and yeah, it's frustrating. It makes you mad. It makes you angry.
I believe him. I get all that. I think he has truly put the work in this season, but no results. Brian Westbrook is joining us this morning. Brian, how disappointing has the Cam Newton experiment been for Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots this season?
Good morning, Jenna. You know, for the Patriots, it's been very disappointing. And when you listen to Cam's press conferences over the course of the season, you can see how disappointed he is in himself, as well as how the team has performed. And, you know, Cam has struggled in a bunch of different categories. Just to name a few, he struggled with his accuracy. He struggled with his decision-making. He struggled, and at times it just almost seems like he doesn't understand the offense the way that he needs to be proficient in the NFL. But the biggest thing when you talk about some of his struggles has been their ability to score the football. 1 touchdown in the last 5 games, the 5th worst red zone offense in the NFL. That's just not good enough to win. But Brandon, I mean, I got to be completely honest here. The Patriots have much bigger problems than just Cam Newton. When I look at that offense, there's no one on that offense that you fear. There's no one on that offense that you're saying, you know what, this is the guy that we gotta make sure we can't get loose. You know, the Patriots have to do a much better job at drafting. They have to do a much better job at developing players. And no matter who their quarterback is, they have to put better weapons around that guy. Or what's going to end up happening is the Bills are going to dominate that division the way the Patriots have for the last couple of decades when you look at it.
Yeah, B, you're right on everything that you said. For me, it's disappointing because I truly believe 95% of everybody out there in the sports world was rooting for Cam Newton. Maybe not rooting for Bill Belichick and the Patriots because people love to hate the Patriots. But when you talk about Cam Newton, everybody wanted this to work. We were almost blindsided when the Patriots picked him up, right? Like, people are like, oh, where is he going to go? Is he going to go to this team? He can go to that team. And then all of a sudden, Bill Belichick comes in and swoops in on the Cam Newton sweepstakes, right? So, but when you look at this, you know, the issue is this, right? It's not just Cam Newton. Bill Belichick, the general manager and the head coach, has failed not only Cam Newton, but other players in that locker room. He didn't do a good job like other teams did with COVID-19 and this interesting offseason, building in different positions. Cam Newton, the quarterback, it's critical that he has a wide receiver and tight end. Can you guys name one wide receiver or tight end that you would say, you know what, I want that guy on my team? Or that's a guy that can help us win games? It's not. There isn't one guy that you can count on. That is a problem. That's a Bill Belichick problem. When it comes to Cam Newton, this COVID-19 thing is serious because before that, we were having a conversation, Nick, about this guy, you know, should we extend him or should we not extend him now? Right? Like, this guy was playing lights out. He was looking good. He had games where he was throwing the ball to win. He had games where he was obviously running the ball to win. And then all of a sudden, COVID hit and everything changed. So it's disappointing to see how things has turned out for Cam Newton because this is a guy trying to get his career back on track, Nick.
Yeah, so there's 2 buckets here. There's Cam and then there's the Patriots for this season. The Patriots for this season, God dog it, I was wrong about it. The moment they signed Cam, I said they're the 3rd best team in the AFC. They're the 3rd best team in the AFC East. And that's just thanks to the woeful Jets being there. And by the way, over the month of December, the Jets might end up being better.
Jets are better.
And so it has been a disaster for the team. And now I have to address my buddy Kevin Wildes. Can we put Wildes on the screen, please, alongside me?
All right.
Kevin, do you remember this?
Yes, sir.
You remember this moment? You thought I didn't still have it.
Oh, you kept it.
I still have it.
Thank you.
I kept it. I also kept the tag on it. I don't know if you can see that. You know why? Because this is now a collector's item. It's now like a throwback.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I'm going to give it to my son. He can wear it in 10 years. People will be like, Cam Newton on the Patriots? He's going to be like, yeah, it happened. He only threw 5 touchdown passes, so you might not remember it, but it did happen for 1 year. I can't believe Cam looks like a shot fighter. I can't, but he does. I love Cam. He's one of my favorite players ever. And I understand the COVID situation, Wilds. I get it. But the highlight we're showing, that early third quarter pass where he's moving up in the pocket, has a guy open, and throws a 15-yarder, and it bounces at 12 yards, that looks like a guy whose shoulder is wrecked. I mean, now there's vintage Cam avoiding it. He can't make that pass. Like, I worry about Cam. I worry about him. Like, that looks like a guy whose body is done, as far as throwing shoulder, I should say. And so, yes, the Patriots, Wilds, have major issues that Brandon and Brian laid out. That's true. But if they had a great roster with Cam playing like this, I don't think they'd be good enough either. So I'm worried sincerely about Cam, Wilds.
Yeah. I don't buy the weapons argument that everyone's trying to make. And I know, like, the guys aren't great. N'Keal Harry's not fantastic. But if you had, two Hall of Famers out there, Randy Moss and Hall of Famer Julian Edelman, I don't know if the results would be that much different. So when we look forward to how the Patriots are going to move, Cam's got three options. He's either going to start, he's either going to be a backup, or he's going to be out of the league. I don't think he's going to be out of the league. He's too good. He's got too much sort of leadership quality. He's not going to be out of the league. He's also probably not going to start. We just saw him put up a season where he went 34 yards last night, 69 against the Chargers, 84 against Arizona, 98. I don't think it's like, yeah, let's roll with that. So it's probably backup. And then the question is he going to back up somewhere else, or is he going to back up in New England? Brandon, I would argue that Bill Belichick should open up that little cap space that we got. We got fourth most next year, and give some of it to Cam Newton for his leadership.
Well,
he's only going to get better as he learns more of the playbook. Remember, we had Vic on saying, like, it takes about 2 years. I do think there's something kind of physically funky, so let's see how the offseason works. And then he's still an effective rusher to come in, even in a Taysom Hill type situation. I can't believe, don't earmuffs for Nick, but even like a Taysom Hill, whoever we have back there, Andrew Luck, who knows, Matthew Stafford, I don't know who's going to be the Patriots quarterback, but I still want Cam on the roster. Do you think the Patriots should keep Cam on the roster?
Go ahead, Jenna. Like you wanted to jump in there. Jenna
seems
like she's fired up about this.
I am. I don't know another backup quarterback. I'm trying to think if there's a backup quarterback in this league who's the leader of a team, a backup quarterback who commands the locker room, who doesn't have the skill set to be the #1 guy. Yeah, maybe, but I mean, I don't. It was so disappointing in New England. How do you bring that back and say you're not good enough to be our starter, but you're good enough to kind of be okay? That I have a hard time visioning. What do you think, Brandon?
Yeah, I mean, you're right, Jenna. You expect your guy to be the guy, meaning he needs to be QB #1. So the only way Cam Newton Wilds is going to be back with the Patriots is if the Patriots don't get their guy. Whatever they're trying to do, whatever their plan is, whether it's in a draft or it's in free agency, it's via trade. If they don't get their guy, maybe they go back because there's a lot that we may not know. Maybe he's dealing with a shoulder injury, but to Nick's point, something's going on. This guy's shoulder is shot right now. It sucks look right that we're seeing a Cam Newton this broken down, but that is an issue. This is uncharted territory for the New England Patriots. If you don't have a quarterback, you could potentially be a loser for 10, 20 years. So hopefully they pull a rabbit out the hat and go find a guy. But right now it's not looking good for the New England Patriots.
And to Wild's